Hi everybody, this is the aftermath vlog for karaoke comeback session number 6, the Michael Jackson Halloween Artist Showcase. Make a quick pit stop at the mailbox. So I'm recording this on Wednesday because I didn't get a chance to between Saturday and now, and so I am so yeah, in between when I recorded my intro vlog and when I recorded my first video, I was extremely nervous about even setting foot in the bar because I was just crippled by the anxiety that the crowd there would be, like the atmosphere would be bad. So, as with many sessions where it was a new bar, it took me in between 1 to 3 rotation songs to shake that nervousness and that anxiety. So yeah, this was also the first showcase where I didn't go into it with a set list, which made, even though everything I performed from the Michael Jackson showcase were hits, like, Beat It, Thriller, Black or White, Smooth Criminal, started off with Billie Jean. They were just sort of like out of order, so to speak, and I had to rely on a couple of people's picks. Like, I think I said this in the intro vlog too. Pretty much went through it all. But yeah, it was more than just a karaoke night for me. It was like a day in Freeland. With just karaoke on top of it. Now every time I walk past this fucking street, I don't know if you can see it, but there's tons of birds on the telephone pole, or the telephone line on First Street. And I always look past it thinking, what the fuck? Like, is that something weird going on that they all converge on that line particularly? It's the part of my ADD on my walk to the library that always fucking confused me. I just wanted to mention that. But yeah, basically, it took a while for me to sort of feel out the place, and I thought that the bar and the restaurant were sort of separated from each other. And as I walked into the bar side, I thought, okay, this is going to be not good. Where is Joe going to set up? And it took me a while to realize that he was on the restaurant side, and they were clearing out a couple of the tables in the front. So that sort of threw me in a weird space. I forgot to charge my camera, so the camera battery might give out. I might have to record a second aftermath video, sort of continuing to explain things. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it was a great night. Had a couple of, bumped into a couple of Northeast Counseling friends along the way. I ran into Skinny Crystal at the bus station as I was about to board one of the buses to Freeland. I bumped into Sam when I got out on Center Street, Main and Center, whatever it's called. Then the most obvious of them all, another friend there, Cindy, actually is a dishwasher there, and sort of spent the night after she was done with her shift. And then my friend Joe came in at about 11:15. He said he was gonna show up, and he stayed true to his word. He did. But yeah, basically, it was sort of like that first bar nervousness into comfortability. And I've noticed that with the press box. I've noticed it with big dogs. I noticed it with bunkers too. So it's sort of making sure it's still recording. I'm just making sure that it's sort of continuing to change my perspective on that all of the bars are not bad. So with that being said, let me get into the video list. 7 minutes. Doing alright. So the first request was not the first, well, sort of the first request, but I started that off with Billie Jean. I started off with Billie Jean because I just wanted to do something that was sort of comfortable for me to do, but at the same time set the tone for the night musically. During my first and second rotations, people were, wanting to hear Thriller. And I said in the beginning of the second video, which I posted, that I have to feel a little bit more comfortable, and then I'll do Thriller. So the second one I did was Want to Be Starting Something, which I should have done that first, because the title represents, the start of the night. But I did that second. The third rotation, and like one or two of these, this first one being the exception, was sort of, it had either a different key or a different pitch to it that made singing it just a little bit more difficult than normal. But I sang Black or White. And then finally, at about, can't remember when it was. Look at at 10:53, I finally did Thriller. And after that, I did Beat It. The Way You Make Me Feel. Smooth Criminal. I'm sorry, I'm shaking. And I finished the night out with You Rock My World. And I wanted to do at least one more song after that in case, Joe wanted to run DJ Joe, not Friend Joe. If DJ Joe wanted to run overtime, I was going to close it out with This Is It. But, now upon further thinking, that would be best served for the Final Chancers session at the end of this mini-series. But yeah, and Joe gave me a ride home. Again, thank you, Joe. As I said, you know, I was sort of running out of options, and I didn't have enough money for a cab that would, you know, drive to Freeland and then come all the way back to Hazleton. And I didn't have anywhere to go for the night. None of the familiar karaoke faces were there. I did bump into a couple of mental blasts from Heights Terrace past. At one point, Ashley O'Hara came in, and like some people from like grade school and elementary school and middle school, you just recognize, and I recognized her right out the gate. But there was one person particularly who I thought was somebody else. Well, that was somebody I thought I knew from high school. But really was from Heights Terrace. And I sort of alluded at it during the intro to Thriller. I thought it was Chelsea Sederi, who I had, I think, for like a senior year biology class. But it turned out to be Natasha Hunsinger, who was a cheerleader at Heights Terrace that I didn't recognize until it took me a while to really think about who, like I said, some people just sort of recognize and some people you don't. Some people you think you might recognize. Like, I've been through so much in these last 3 decades that I don't remember who is who. And so that was the sort of, oh, now I know who it is moments. But, yeah. So, the next, I'm going to wrap this up since we're almost there. YouTube, Facebook, they're all down in the description. The next karaoke night is going to be Saturday, this coming Saturday. It's like, I'm doing all of these, like, Halloween nights, and, I'm going to be back at Each's doing the music of Christina Aguilera. I have like 30 songs on the list, you know, most of them being, you know, songs you recognize, like Genie in a Bottle, Dirty, Ain't No Other Man, Say Something, Moves Like Jagger, Keeps Getting Better, Not Myself Tonight, and, you know, all of her hits. I also have some album cuts on there too, like, mostly from her second album, which was actually the first Christina Aguilera album that I had chronologically, until I eventually got the debut album. And actually, at one point in time, I actually got the Greatest Hits album from, I'm going to tell this now, the Greatest Hits album from the Goodwill store, sort of on the highway going to Walmart, that my old friend Raven, the Jessica Raven, had taken me to, and I looked around and I saw it and I said, you know, I want to get that. So yeah, there's a tiny bit of a history that, for me personally with Christina, mainly that moment. Then I'm probably going to talk about in the intro vlog, the waiting around vlog, or the walking around vlog rather, to the next karaoke session. So This is EA Starting Channel, signing out. And here comes the next karaoke session. Mini session.